What was one of the greatest achievements of the 90s? Was it a technological advance in medicine, or perhaps the discovery of a new element? No. It was finally catching all 151 Pokemon in Nintendo's phenomenal Pokemon Red and Blue games. In the video game industry, Pokemon Red and Blue are considered gods, and for good reason, considering that Pokemon is a multi-billion-dollar franchise. Pokemon Red and Blue were released in Japan in 1996 for the Game Boy, and then later released in North America, Europe, and Australia over the following 3 years. It was developed by Satoshi Tajiri, who got the idea from his hobby of insect collecting. Little did he know how much Pokemon would grow to become one of the best-selling RPGs of all time, and also one of our fondest childhood memories. Pokemon Red and Blue have little story to speak of. You're on a journey to collect 8 gym badges in order to face off against the Elite Four, the most powerful Pokemon trainers in the world. In order to get the badges, you have to defeat the 8 gym leaders, each one using a different type of Pokemon. While it's not required in order to finish the game, you can also try to catch all 151 Pokemon. The game encourages you to do this by giving you special items when a certain amount of Pokemon are caught. Plus, catching all 151 will give you huge bragging rights to all your friends. The gameplay is polished and perfect. Battles play out in a turn-based style. You can attack, switch Pokemon, use an item, or in the case of random encounters, flee from battle. All Pokemon can have 4 selectable attacks at any time, with new attacks becoming available as they level up. In order to really master battling, you have to learn the type weaknesses of the Pokemon. Water is strong against rock, lightning is strong against flying, flying is strong against bug, and it goes on and on. This is what gives the game a deep strategic edge. You can have up to 6 Pokemon with you at any time, and with 151 Pokemon to choose from, the number of different combinations is staggering. This gives the game tons of replay value. While this might seem like small potatoes compared to games of today, you gotta remember that this was back when games weren't that complicated, and on the Game Boy to boot. Yep, back then, we were addicted as hell to Pokemon. One of the big appeals of the game is the anticipation each time a Pokemon levels up. Newcomers to the game will be waiting in tense anticipation for that awesome new attack, or an evolution. This keeps battles from becoming too boring, since there's always the hope of something new happening with each time you level up. In conclusion, Pokemon Red and Blue set the stage for what would become one of the world's biggest and most successful game franchises. When it came out, it was so new and so revolutionary that we could hardly believe it, and we were thankful. It was the birth of a franchise that would change the lives of gamers and game developers. These days, you just don't get games that are as pure and addictive as Pokemon. New Pokemon games over the years continually enhance upon the base experience, but nothing will ever come close to astounding the world like the original Red and Blue games. It's apparent, Pokemon Red and Blue will remain in the hearts of older gamers as one of the best games of all time.